all people, because that behavior, if unchecked, will swell until it applies to everyone.
Do you think this scandal runs deeper than just the IRS? Is this something that
I think this goes all the way to President Obama. First off, I'm quite sure he had to know about this because he watches the news and reads the newspapers. These things were reported way back 2 years ago when wars going on. On top of that, if he
I wonder why, emergency, why not do it next week and then get the word out better?
Here we go.
Yes, teaparty.ning.com. There you can sign up, you can get our news releases and our action alerts, and you can also find out where our local Tea Party is. But we also have got our Central Mississippi Tea Party that's active right here in the Jackson area, always down in the state legislature. And they meet the second and fourth Tuesday of every month down at Flowood City Hall. Gotcha. 6 o'clock, and you can get connected there and get involved.
And they can work at any level or any pace that they want.
However much they can do and want to do, we have a spot for them.
Folks, we were talking with Roy Nicholson. Thank you, Roy.
Thank you.
Julia? Julia is her name. And for those of you in the Central Mississippi Tea Party, been following it, you know that Julia is one of the stalwarts. She's our ombudsman, if you will. She goes around the country on behalf of Central Mississippi Tea Party. Julia, what was the important and significance of this meeting and this protest today?
To let people know in this state and in the country that there are people standing up trying to stop the IRS. If we don't stop the IRS and nobody stands up against the IRS, they'll continue doing what they're doing, and nobody will be able to do it. And I don't know if we're going to be able to do it, but we're going to try. We're going to stand up, we're going to fight, and try to stop them from doing what they're doing.
What do you think this scandal represents in terms of the overall administration? It seems there's an attitude towards the American people coming out of all these scandals that they hold us in contempt.
But they hold us in contempt. I personally don't think that they care what Americans think. They have so much power. The government's so vast, as one of the reporters said the other day. How do you stop it? But we have to. And I personally think that what they try to do is keep as much information from Obama so he's not in the hot seat. Everybody seems to protect him. Whether it's the press, whether it's his people around him, whether it's the little people on the totem pole. They're not giving up anything. Why are y'all protecting all these people that have done this to you? Why would you fight against the American people in such a way?
You know, Julia, that's one of my concerns as I watch these scandals unfold, is the lack of resignations of people who would be indignant to see the loss of liberties and the assault on liberties being perpetrated by various other members of this administration. Does that concern you?
It does concern me, but it's not only this administration. They've created this culture of hate, of dissent among the people. And you look at celebrities, they poo-poo, conservatives. Look at that person yesterday, the executive director of the Daily Show, that said that those tornadoes were meant for conservatives. This is the attitude, not only from this government, but from the media.
They're working hand in hand.
They're working hand in hand. It's unbelievable what's happening.
What should the American people be concerned about? They may have various viewpoints about the Tea Party, but what should they be concerned about this scandal that you think they should take away from this?
It can happen to you. It can happen to you. This IRS is the long arm of the law of the Affordable Health Care Act, and they're going to work in partnership with the Department of Health and Human Services. If the IRS, lowly employees, quote unquote, can do this to 900 groups, if not more than 900 groups, what can they do to you when they are controlling and helping with your health care?
So in other words, this could very well end up being a person being denied medical services because they have the wrong political vote.
That very well could be. Easily. It doesn't take much. And who's going to stop them? Who's going to stand up and fight for your rights?
So it's fight now and a fight never.
You got to fight. You got to stand up and fight. And the thing about the IRS is, with us, every time you think you see the light at the end of the tunnel, the IRS just builds more tunnel. That can happen to us.
Well, they're asking for more funding.
Oh yeah. They're asking for a lot of things. Oh, a solution, please. There's more money. This is going to solve it. More money, more money. No, it's not.
Now, you were in Washington, D.C. during the hearings last week in press conference. Do you see any movement on the part of Congress to actually find out what actually happened here and try to resolve some of this?
I had several congressmen and senators talk to me. I know this is the very beginning of this process. Tea Party Patriots is going to have a presence up there for the duration, however long. They may pull me in again just to have other people there to help stand up and fight. This is the beginning. I hope and pray. What I would like to see them do, instead of going from top to bottom, go from bottom to top. You sit those people in that chair and you find out, you leave it all the way to the top, and you knock out every single person that was on the chain. You knock them out. Get them out.
Awesome. Folks, we've been talking with Julia. She's involved with the Central Mississippi Tea Party. Julia, how can people put their shoulder against the wheel? How can they help out?
First of all, you can find us on the web, Mississippi Tea Party. It's easy to find. But second of all, you keep your congressmen and your senators, you keep their feet on the ground. You keep them on it. You keep on them. You stop them. Not just this, but everything. You find out what your congressman is voting for. There's a fantastic website called our Heritage Action Scorecard. It shows all of our congressman votes, all of our senator votes. They are not voting the way they should be voting. If we're the most conservative state in the country, why is Greg Harper in the low 50s? Why is not Palazzo? I think he's in the 60s. The highest one we have is Nunley in the low 70s. Why is he in the low 70s? He should be in the 90s. Our congressmen should be in the 90s, and they're not. Heritage Action Scorecard is a great way to find out what your congressman is doing. And if they don't stop this IRS, you don't vote for them, you don't give them money, you don't give them support. I haven't voted for the incumbent in a long, long time because I am aware, I am smart, I know what's going on.
All right, and then she mentions the rating. As one of the ratings that I saw, that Benny Thompson actually had a higher conservative rating than Greg Harper, and that concerns me.
I believe it, but I'd have to go back and look at it.
Folks, we've been talking with Julia, and we encourage you to get involved with the Central Mississippi Tea Party. And Julia, I thank you for taking your time.
Thank you.
All right. Official rabble rousing.
That's true. Dan and I both
Tell everybody you know.
They
need any Yeah.
And we're exercising our First Amendment rights. Many Americans have died for it, and something we should be
Still
proud.
with
We
MF
are proud.
on the state level. I'm not doing a whole lot with it.
So are you afraid to be out here today? Are you afraid of what they might do to you?
Well, they've already targeted me. I've been audited for 2 years straight now. So,
Well, you're on a first name basis with these people.
pretty much so. I'm still going to exercise.
Yeah.
You really have no choice. Folks, who again, we're talking with the participants who come down here for this rally today. We want to encourage everyone to get involved. This issue is bigger than anyone out here. This issue is about the abuse of power, and I think everybody here recognizes that, and that's why they're here.
More people need to stand up for what they believe in. Change never comes until you fight for change.
Amen. Thank you, sister. Thank you for coming out. All right. Why was it important that you show up today? Anyone?
That's right. I agree with Cheryl.
Now, one of the things that the scandal has uncovered is that this abuse turned out to be not just one or two Tea Party groups, but close to 1,000, and that's all that we know of now. Do you think other Americans need to be concerned that it's the Tea Party today and could be them tomorrow?
Absolutely. Absolutely. All Americans should be concerned because it's not just the Tea Parties. Our religious organizations, every American should be concerned.
And many of these groups were just expressing their First Amendment rights.
That's it. And they have the right to do so.
Fair tax.
Absolutely. Well, ladies, we thank you for coming out, and again, keep up the fight. Now, how can someone else get involved with this? What would you suggest they do?
I would suggest them get involved with grassroots movement, whether it be the Tea Party or any grassroots, whatever stands for liberty.
All right. Thank you, ladies.